Mecha Talk is a series of videos talking about mecha-related topics. For this video, we'll be covering the origins and abilities of the manga and OVA versions of ZEORYMER. In addition, we will also be covering its upgraded form, the all-powerful Great Zeorymer. Joining me in this video is BaoZakeruga, a fellow mecha fan who enjoys making videos on anime, manga, and video games, some of which are mecha-related.
Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. I'm happy to be here today teaching you all about ZEORYMER.
With that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. ZEORYMER made its first appearance in the 1983 manga series Project ZEORYMER. Project ZEORYMER was created by Yoshiki Takaya, who is best known for creating the popular action manga series Guyver, which has been adapted into multiple anime and live-action films. However, before he created Guyver, Takaya was best known for his work as a hentai manga artist and used the pen name Moriwo Chimi when getting his works printed in the adult manga magazine Lemon People. Project ZEORYMER was no exception and had elements of a classic super robot story mixed with elements of hentai and explicit sexual content.
In the near future, a secret society named Metoda with ambitions of world domination hired three men, Professor Akitsu, Professor Himuro, and Professor Masaki Wakatsuki, to build the ultimate G-class giant robot, ZEORYMER. The three scientists were conspiring to go against Metoda but ended up betraying each other instead. Wakatsuki was an evil man who had an affair with Miku, Himuro's wife. Himuro, after learning of the affair, laid a trap which led to both of them being critically injured. Himuro soon subjected both of them to a process where their damaged bodies would be reduced back to an embryonic state. Growing from the embryo, the two of them would be reborn with new bodies and minds.
Himuro eventually stole ZEORYMER for himself and planned to use both Masaki and Miku to control the giant robot so as to conquer the world. However, Professor Akitsu learned of this and stole Masaki as a baby, raising him as his own son and named him Masaki Akitsu. After many years had passed, Professor Akitsu passes away and Masaki, now a teenager, encounters both Miku and Himuro during one fateful day. Masaki is soon forced to pilot ZEORYMER in order to deal with the giant robots sent by Metoda. Wakatsuki, having anticipated that he might be killed, designed ZEORYMER in such a way that his memories and personality will be installed into Masaki once Masaki manages to activate ZEORYMER. In addition, Wakatsuki also programmed ZEORYMER in such a way that no one else but those sharing his DNA are capable of piloting ZEORYMER. With Wakatsuki's memories, Masaki gains a darker and more sinister demeanor over the course of the series. However, near the end of the story, Masaki Akitsu's personality proved to be too strong and managed to become the dominant personality in Masaki's body.
During his clashes with Metoda's giant robots, ZEORYMER displays several impressive feats. While Masaki is the main pilot, Miku acts as ZEORYMER's dimensional joint, which is required to bring out ZEORYMER's true powers. ZEORYMER is powered by the ultra-dimensional system, which draws on and supplies ZEORYMER with energy from another dimension. When losing one of his arms, ZEORYMER is capable of instantly regenerating a new arm, and when his cockpit and pilot are destroyed, ZEORYMER will instantly regenerate those as well. With this barrier, it is able to shield itself from enemy attacks, and when its pilots are in danger, ZEORYMER is capable of teleporting to their location. With a spherical energy weapon on the back of his hand, ZEORYMER is able to devastate his opponent with the D-Blast attack. It can easily move faster than robots moving at the speed of sound, and has enough power and strength to overpower other G-class giant robots. In addition, it is durable enough to withstand the force of multiple building-destroying missiles without any noticeable damage. By activating both the spheres on the back of his hands and tapping them together, ZEORYMER is able to create a shockwave capable of cutting a giant robot and the buildings behind it in two.
After Professor Himuro passes away due to his sickness, Masaki decides to attack Metoda's base directly in order to end the fight once and for all. The original 1983 manga would end the story at this point, and readers would not get a proper conclusion until 2007 when the final chapters were serialized in monthly comic Ryu. When ZEORYMER arrives at Metoda's base, the shockwaves from his landing alone was able to instantly destroy many of the base defenders. Once he makes short work of the remaining defenders, ZEORYMER comes face to face with a black ZEORYMER, which is piloted by the leader of Metoda. The leader soon reveals himself to be a second backup copy of Wakatsuki, but one with advanced aging. After awakening, Wakatsuki kills the Nematoda leader and took over the organization. Both ZEORYMERs are evenly matched and began to merge after grappling with each other. By merging the two ZEORYMERs, Wakatsuki hoped to merge with Masaki and gain a new younger body in the process. ZEORYMER is merged into a half-black and half-white version with Masaki and Miku retaining control over the giant robot. Due to ZEORYMER's system reformatting his pilot registry when Masaki first piloted it, Wakatsuki's plan to merge with Masaki ends in complete failure.
Wakatsuki is soon shot and killed, but upon his death, a massive deuterium bomb under the Nematoda base is activated, and it's powerful enough to wipe out all life on the planet. Determined to save the world that they grew up in, Masaki and Miku pilot the new ZEORYMER and use the ZEORYMER's ultra-dimensional system to absorb all the energy from the bomb's detonation into ZEORYMER and into the other dimension. While Masaki and Miku were successful in absorbing the blast and saving the planet, the manga ends with ZEORYMER mysteriously disappearing and neither it nor its pilots were ever seen again.
The ZEORYMER manga will receive an anime adaptation in the form of Hades Project ZEORYMER, a 4-episode OVA released during the period of 1988 to 1990. The OVA was produced by AIC and Artmic, and it was directed by Toshiki Hirano, who also directed other mecha anime such as the Ixer series, Magic Knight Re-Earth, and Dengai-O. In charge of the story was Sho Aikawa, who was the writer for other series such as Martian Successor Nadesico, Love Hina, and Concrete Revolution. The OVA adaptation would tone down the explicit sexual content as well as deviate from the storyline of the manga. Taking place in the near future, How Dragon, an organization bent on world domination, planned to carry out its ambitions with the help of the 8 Hakushu robots. Each of these robots would possess power based on the 8 elements of the moon, wind, fire, water, earth, mountain, thunder, and the heavens. Yurate, the young leader of the How Dragon, was supposed to be the pilot of their most powerful robot, ZEORYMER of the Heavens.
However, ZEORYMER was stolen 15 years ago by Misaki Kihara, the creator of the 8 Hakushu robots. Along with ZEORYMER, Misaki also took with him an embryo containing a clone of himself, which will grow up one day to pilot ZEORYMER as well. However, despite working with Misaki, the Japanese government was fearful of Misaki and had him terminated, as it was clear that he had plans to use ZEORYMER himself to conquer the world. 15 years later, young Masato Akitsu is captured by Last Guardian, a secret government organization. Masato soon learns that his entire life was a lie and that his parents were simply strangers paid to raise him. Masato is the clone of Misaki, and only he can pilot ZEORYMER to stop the 7 Hakushu robots sent by How Dragon. Supporting Masato as his co-pilot is Miku, a mysterious girl with inhuman strength. Similar to his manga counterpart, Misaki anticipated that he might be killed and designed ZEORYMER in such a way that his memories and personality would be installed in Masato once he starts piloting ZEORYMER. With Misaki's memories and personality, Masato gains a darker and more sinister demeanor over the course of the series. In addition, it is revealed that Misaki was responsible for genetically engineering the pilots of the Hakushu robots and had implanted weaknesses in each and every one of them so that he can exploit those weaknesses during his inevitable battle with them.
By the end of the 4th and final OVA, Masaki is successful in defeating the other 7 Hakushu robots. However, Masato's personality would prove to be too strong and ultimately became the dominant personality in his body. Much like its manga counterpart, the anime version of ZEORYMER is quite powerful and has shown a number of impressive feats and abilities. Standing at 50 meters and weighing 480 tons, ZEORYMER is powered by the dimensional coupler system, which allows it to draw on infinite energy from an infinite amount of alternate dimensions. With this system, ZEORYMER is able to fly faster than the speed of sound, generate a barrier to protect itself, teleport by traveling through dimensions, and repair itself when it has taken damage. In addition, it is durable enough to withstand attacks that are comparable to nuclear warheads.
As it turns out, Miku is the dimensional coupler system itself, and she is actually an android designed by Misaki to help bring out ZEORYMER's full potential. Without Miku, ZEORYMER's power is cut by at least 2/3, causing it to not only move slower but also lack access to most of its offensive and defensive capabilities. Thankfully, with its dimension linkage system, ZEORYMER is able to summon Miku and power its core, enabling it to fight at its full potential.
ZEORYMER is capable of melee combat and can deliver strong punches to its enemies. From the sphere on its arms, it is capable of firing a thick beam of energy at its targets. In addition, when the sphere on its arm guard flashes, ZEORYMER can inflict instantaneous damage on the enemy by sending energy attacks across dimensions. Lastly, its most powerful attack is the Meo attack. ZEORYMER raises its arms and slams the two spheres on its fists together. A huge blast of golden energy is released, destroying everything around ZEORYMER. The explosion is so powerful that it is visible from space and could potentially destroy an entire country or continent.
Near the end of the final episode, ZEORYMER comes face to face with Yurite in her flying fortress. ZEORYMER unleashes one last Meo attack and the series simply ends without a clear conclusion. While considered by many to be one of the most powerful mechs ever conceived, ZEORYMER would eventually receive a successor in 2005. In 2005, Hades Project ZEORYMER is one of the main series featured in Super Robot Wars J, a tactical role-playing game created by Banpresso and released for the Game Boy Advance. In most Super Robot Wars games, the characters, stories, and mecha of various different mecha series are joined together to create one solid narrative. J was no exception, and ZEORYMER is considered by many to be one of the most powerful units in the game due to its high stats and damage output, as well as its ability to recover its health and energy at the start of each turn.
Being in a Super Robot Wars game also provided ZEORYMER with the benefit of a conclusive ending. In the game, ZEORYMER would have one final showdown with Yurite, who ends up piloting the Howl Dragon into battle. Upon defeating Yurite, ZEORYMER reenacts the ending of the OVA and unleashes a Meo attack. However, unlike the OVA which left their whereabouts unknown, ZEORYMER and his pilots survive the blast, and after a bit of rest and repair, ZEORYMER joins up with the main characters of other series to protect the Earth from those who might cause it harm. By the end of the game, Masato and Miku are able to live their lives in peace and harmony.
Most importantly, Super Robot Wars J would feature a secret unlockable upgrade to ZEORYMER in the form of the Great Zeorymer, the ultimate version of ZEORYMER. If conditions are met, Yurite will pilot the Great Zeorymer instead of the Howl Dragon. Upon defeating her with ZEORYMER, Great Zeorymer will be attainable and replace the original ZEORYMER. Masato and Miku will then pilot the Great Zeorymer from now on, bringing out its full potential and making the difficulty of the game a complete joke. Great Zeorymer was originally concept art for an unknown mecha that ended up being unused in the anime. Yasuhiro Moriki, a mecha designer who has worked on other mecha animes such as Gravion, Active Raid, and MD Geist, did the designs for the mecha in the ZEORYMER anime. Yasuhiro would be approached by Banpresso during the development of Super Robot Wars J, and he provided new designs for the game developers to refer to when creating the game's sprite for Great Zeorymer.
In addition to ZEORYMER's dimensional coupler system, Great Zeorymer has higher stats and is able to use the final attacks of all 8 Hakeshu robots. With the Death Dragon Typhoon attack, Great Zeorymer can create a giant tornado capable of ripping opponents apart. When combining the power of its nuclear missiles with its ability to activate any underlying magma layer, Great Zeorymer is able to unleash the Atomic Quake attack. When unleashing its Twin Lords attack, Great Zeorymer creates a copy of itself and both of them proceed to unleash twin flares on their opponents from both the front and the back. In addition, Great Zeorymer can teleport in front of its enemy and unleash the powerful Proton Thunder attack, which has the potential to destroy entire cities when unleashed. By using the J Kaiser attack, Great Zeorymer is able to fire a beam of energy that has power comparable to that of a nuclear warhead.
Last but not least, Great Zeorymer can unleash the Infernal Meo attack, a more powerful version of ZEORYMER's Meo attack. With this attack, Great Zeorymer can devastate almost every enemy in the game with ease. With all these abilities and attacks, Great Zeorymer is arguably the most powerful version of ZEORYMER ever created.
And with that, we have come to the end of our video. We hope you have enjoyed this video as much as we had fun making it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like what I do, and do leave a comment giving some ideas or topic suggestions for future Mecha Talk videos.
And if you guys want a bit more ZEORYMER, come over to my channel where I've done a 1-minute review of the anime itself. I also do other 1-minute anime reviews, top 10s, gaming news stories, and much more. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun being here. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day or night wherever you are in the world.
For a time, I considered sparing your wretched little planet Cybertron. But now, we shall witness its dismemberment.